much better together, I know.
Grab yourself a cozy cup of tea and pull up the old easy chair and relax with us, and we'll get right to it. Hey folks, welcome back to CareBlair. My name's Kyle, and here we share positive news, stories and information that helps local volunteers, non-profit community groups and charities to connect with their audience in meaningful ways online. If you're joining us for the first time, we've put together a collection of short videos designed to help those of us who are struggling to understand and set up universal credit on our own. And you can also read all of these tutorials over on our blog post at careblair.org. So a good friend of mine shared something with me that she had become much more aware of, especially during COVID-19, that it's hard for people to live their life, and even those who seem strong often feel like we do. And that, her words there, reminded me of a well-respected Japanese volunteer, and he always shares that being there for others is what gives life its meaning. And I thought that was really powerful. And I'll leave a link to that below if you want to discover much more about this Japanese volunteer. So, what's the difference between universal credit choices and an APA? APA stands for Alternative Payment Arrangement and is time limited. It is generally better suited for those of us who need limited time to improve our financial situation, and it can do things like setting up automatic rent payments to our landlord and help us to get more frequent universal credit payments throughout the month. Universal Credit Choices, on the other hand, is a Scottish programme designed for those of us in Scotland. It is a much better experience than an APA. It is not time limited and can be easily accessed via our online Universal Credit Journal once we have received our first Universal Credit payment. So, unlike an APA, we won't have to worry about Scottish Universal Credit Choices payments being stopped after 6 to 12 months. And that's because the APA is based on a review process over 6 to 12 months, which is perfect for us, for the people who need more time to improve their finances. And that comes without the added stress of a deadline and a review process to match. You see, budgeting and managing our finances over 4 weeks at the best of times is difficult for all of us. And so today I thought we would explore the Perth and Kinross website to find out how we can go about getting an APA if you prefer to have that, or a Scottish Universal Credit Choices plan if you would prefer more time to get your finances in a more healthier place. So why don't we go along and have a look? We're just typing in the search bar here, Perth and Kinross Council. Then below, we will go to the Perth and Kinross Council first option, so we'll just click on that. This will take us to the Perth and Kinross Council homepage. Once we land on the homepage, simply come up here and select for Alternative Payment Arrangement. And this will take you to a whole load of search results. What we're looking for is the very top one where it says Managing Universal Credit Payments. Once you land on this page, you'll see a whole load of information here. We're just interested in 2 things. We're interested in alternative payment arrangement, and we're interested in Scottish UC flexibilities. Now, we'll start here at the alternative payment arrangement, which is an APA. Now, if you are considering an APA, what this will allow you to do is to get your housing costs, so your rent, paid directly to your landlord out of your universal credit payments. Now that will be done automatically, and that means when you get your payments, your universal credit payments will be smaller, but that's because you don't have the big chunk of rent in there now. And the second thing is that your APA will allow your universal credit to be paid much more frequently than monthly. And also, thirdly, the good thing about the APA is that it allows your payments to be split between you and your partner. So that means when you get your universal credit payment, instead of one person getting the lump sum, two people will get it halved between them. If you have rent arrears, if you have debt, if you have been homeless, if you have learning difficulties, a mental health condition, maybe you're young and leaving care, maybe you don't have a bank account, maybe you're just leaving hospital. Whatever area or whatever situation that you're in, this will allow you to be eligible for an APA. If you wish to sign up for an APA, you can come up here and click on the request for an alternative payment arrangement form. It's not an exciting form, it's not exactly user-friendly. However, this is the form we will need to fill out. Moving on to the Scottish Universal Credit Flexibilities Plan, which is also known as the Scottish Universal Credit Choices Plan. Now, here's what you can do on this plan. You can get your universal credit payments made twice monthly, or you can have your housing costs in respect to rent paid directly to your landlord. Now that sounds the same as the APA, the difference being that the APA is time limited, and usually after 6 to 12 months you'll be subject to a review, and that could mean you might not be entitled to the APA after that if you don't need it anymore. However, with this, the Scottish UC Flexibilities, this is part of your universal credit claim, and this will be with you during your universal credit claim. So this won't stop until you have stopped your universal credit claim. There's a link here to the Scottish Flexibilities Information leaflet. This is a leaflet that is basically a Q&A. The people behind the Scottish Universal Credit Choices answer them for you. There's a question here is, how do I make the universal credit choices? If you are eligible, you will be offered the new universal credit choices through your universal credit online account. You will be offered them following your first payment of universal credit. The offer will include further details about the choices you have and how you can take them up. You basically come to gov.uk, sign into your universal credit account as you normally would. This is where you'll see if you've completed your to-do list, you've got your first payment for universal credit. You'll see an action in your journal that will prompt you to decide whether or not you want to have your universal credit payments paid monthly on the Universal Credit Scottish Choices thing that we were talking about just there. So it's up to you whether you decide to do that or not. Then what will happen is you'll receive your statement with a breakdown of your entitlement, and you will receive your payment into your bank account, and then your landlord receives your housing costs automatically from that point. So essentially, once you get your first payment of universal credit, you go and you sign into your universal credit account, select the journal, complete the application process about how you want to be paid and how you want your housing costs to be paid. And from that point, each month you'll be paid either weekly, fortnightly or monthly. But also whatever you choose is going to be in your best interests, and it will help you to manage your finances that much easier over the next few months. And then once we've got that sorted out, we know what money's coming in and out, we can start looking at, right, how do we budget so that we can really empower ourselves to change the quality of our daily life going forward. And that is coming up in one of our next episodes. And there we have it, folks. We've discovered much more about how to get paid fortnightly on universal credit. You know, it feels really good to share good things with you. It's what makes life meaningful. So remember to share your own light. And in the meantime, if you need anything, just reach out and I'll try my best to help. And until next time, remember, sharing is caring.
Alright, this is our time.